for all of you builders out there, here's your opportunity to get some top tips for getting your project funded from Binance Labs' Alex Odagiu. Let's please welcome him to the stage.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be presenting for the next 10 minutes. I hope this is going to be a helpful session. I'd like to share a few tips, but before that, maybe I could cover real quick what Binance Labs is and what we do. So Binance Labs is the venture arm and the incubator of Binance. We identify, invest, and empower innovative crypto startups and projects. We invest across stages, verticals, and across any chain, so we're chain agnostic. We really believe that Web3 will ultimately permeate all sectors of web, and we're really curious to talk to any innovative projects that tackle any problem in web, transition from Web 2 to Web 3, or any crypto-native Web 3 projects. So on the incubation side, we help technical teams of founders to create and scale working products. We invest small tickets typically, provide mentoring support during an intensive incubation program. Historically, we've run two paths, one being called MVB, which stands for the most valuable builder. That was mostly focused on BNB chain. And secondly, we have chain agnostic incubation program that we're running the 5th season now. So we actually just closed applications a few weeks ago, and we're in the selection process. And check out for some announcements soon. On the venture side, which is what I primarily do most of my time, we invest in token and equity to get minority positions into fast-growing Web3 startups that either already have some working product market fit, or some traction, and we will help them significantly scale and get even more traction. On the portfolio side, we've invested in some of the best and most successful Web3 stories, among them being Polygon, Axie, Steppen, which you might have seen at this conference, Sandbox, BuySwap, Tranches, among others. Again, a few of these names you might have met over the last 2-3 days. In terms of how we actually evaluate projects, so we look at a few things. Maybe I'll go in kind of reverse order of significance. So I guess the main thing that we're interested is innovation. So what we're trying to answer is how unique the solution is. Does the founding team have a clear vision? Are they solving a problem that hasn't been solved before? And if there's clear differentiation, if the project is not a small incremental addition or progress from what's out there, that really indicates that there's some innovation. We'd be very interested to talk and assess further. We also are interested in solid business model. So what that means is that we want to have a sustainable, solid revenue generation path. And crypto startups are not dissimilar to traditional startups or traditional businesses. We actually want to meet projects that can deliver revenue generation in a sustainable way that would actually have a product market fit regardless of all the other details. So we actually are interested to see that business model sustain itself long term. Next will be traction. So once you have a sustainable business model, we actually are interested to see how you're delivering on traction. For example, how many active users do you have? That could be daily active users, weekly, monthly active users. If you're tackling some problem in DeFi, some of the traction would be on TVL or transaction volume. So whatever KPIs that you think are relevant and show a growth story, would be very interested to see those. And that basically indicates that the product has a market fit. People are actually using the product and platform. and how sustainable and rapidly that traction is going is also important. A lot of the times we actually invest in projects that are pre-traction. And what we actually bet on is the team. So team is super important. We think that there's always a product market fit, but there is also a team to product fit. So is the team the right team to be building that solution? What background or experience does the team have that is relevant to the project? And if the team is credible with the relevant experience and background, that also means they have the right execution capability, so they'll be able to deliver on their vision. If the product or the project has token involved, tokenomics is super important as well. So we assess and evaluate the tokenomic models. If there's clear tokenomics and the token utility is very clearly positioned, and there's also an alignment between all the parties involved, the team, the investors, advisors, the community. Typically, we'd like to see long-term alignment in terms of long vesting schedules, 4 or 5 year and more. That's an indication that the team is there to execute for the long term. It's very much aligned with the vision, and they're not there, to take advantage of a quick return in whatever the latest cycle is offering. And then lastly, we also look at the valuation. We invest, obviously, to promote the growth and development of the entire crypto space, but at the same time, we want to make financially sustainable investments. That means the valuation matters, and it should go hand in hand with the stage of the product, the traction figures, and if all of the points that I mentioned align, then you're very likely to be a good fit for Binance Labs. So what do you actually need if you want to contact us and you want us to look at what you're building? First, if you have a project and you want to share it with us, please go to labs.binance.com, scroll all the way down. You'll see a picture of me in a very cartoonish way and my colleagues. You can read my bio if you're interested. But the most important part is that all the way at the bottom, there is a form which you can access. What that form asks from you is your contacts and one-line description of the project, so we can actually, when it pops on our end, we can quickly assess what that project does, what sector it is. Important to also attach a pitch deck. If the pitch deck summarizes and tackles all of the points that I mentioned earlier, and just to go over them once again, if the pitch deck covers how innovative the project is, what the business model is, indication of traction, a profile of the team, details on the tokenomics, and then lastly, the valuation, then you have a good pitch deck that would help us answer a lot of the questions very quickly. So please attach the pitch deck as well. And then if you could share any sort of update on latest developments, maybe there are some partnerships in your pipeline, maybe there's an upcoming marketing campaign that you're doing, any sort of latest developments that might not be in the pitch deck, but you want to share with us, you have, there's a place to share those as well, so feel free to fill them in. The founders are actually what drives this space forward, so I encourage everyone to really, be creative, get in contact with us. There's a lot of support available, a lot of capital, and a lot of interest to match your interest as well. So thanks a lot. I hope you've had a great few last days, and I'll see you around. If you have any questions, you can catch me later. Thank you.